Hello and welcome to the Old Souls Club 45 record label review number one. My name is DJ Think, and I've been looking around on YouTube and have realized that there's not a lot out there for 45 collectors to kind of get informational specifics on various labels as one set. Today we'll be focusing on one of the most known, the legendary Sun Records, which I'm wearing my t-shirt proudly today. Sun Records, of course, was home to Elvis Presley originally, also Johnny Cash originally, Carl Perkins, and many more, Roy Orbison, to name a few of the greats. It also originally started off as predominantly blues and black vocal or doo-wop, various artists from the 78 period, but we'll be starting just with 45s today. I don't have any 78s here to present, but what I'm going to be going through is my 45 collection for Sun, and we'll just start through here. Hopefully this is fun, at least a little better than some of the videos I see on YouTube. The first one I have to start off with here is this is Johnny Cash, Cry Cry Cry, upside down there. Hey Porter. This is number 221, and I guess this is the oldest Sun that's in my case here. That was Johnny Cash's first 45, and an interesting one. I believe he wrote both the songs. Yep, and it was with the Tennessee 2, which was his original band. Next one I have here is the 5 Tinos. That's number 222. So that's the next one. I believe that's a repro, and I don't actually know anything about the 5 Tinos. It's kind of a one-shot there. Next up, we have 228, The Signifying Monkey by Smokey Joe, with the flip, Listen to Me Baby. I'm not going to turn it around. I know this is a black Sun recording artist. My cat is actually named Smokey Joe. It's a pretty good listen. I mostly have the later Sun stuff. Most of the earlier stuff, the black artists on Sun were on 78, which is kind of interesting because the label went from being predominantly black artists to more predominantly white, which isn't quite as common as, say, the other way around. Next up, we have the very famous one that everyone will recognize, Blue Suede Shoes by Carl Perkins. That's right, the original Blue Suede Shoes. The Elvis Presley was actually that was a cover version that was, I believe, first on his first LP, and that really helped popularize him. And it was, in fact, a cover, and not only a cover of a current song by an artist as well on Sun. So it would be very controversial today, but for the time was actually quite normal. And that one was 224 on Sun. Next up, we got a very famous one, number 241. This one's released in April 1956, and it's Johnny Cash's I Walk the Line. Famously, I think, was written for June, I believe. Probably about his drug habit, which Johnny Cash was very famous for, early on especially. Only to be trumped by Elvis. Next up, we have one of my personal faves for his voice. We have the first 45 by Roy Orbison with the Teen Kings. This is on 242, Sun 242, and that's Ooba Dooby. And the reverse on that, which I'm not going to flip, is Go, Go, Go. Roy Orbison, of course, started out on Sun. His band was called the Teen Kings, put out 4 singles just like Elvis, and then left, became infinitely more famous with, I'm drawing a blank, but the next label he was on was, well, and here we'll have to think of that later. Here's kind of a controversial one, Sun 250, Warren Smith with the Ubangi Stomp. I believe this is an earlier artist of some sort cover from Sun. It's pretty controversial recording. Warren Smith was a rockabilly artist, as many were on Sun Records. Next up, we have kind of an obscure one, 255, a ladies one. This is the Miller Sisters with 10 Cats Down and Finders Keepers. I've listened to this one quite a few times. It's pretty interesting. Kind of what you'd expect from the period for a female group for a country or rockabilly or what have you label, or, you know, category genre. Next up, we have one of my personal faves. This is Sun 260 now we're up to. This is Billy Lee Riley, and his band is called The Little Green Men, and this is one of his 2 great 45s. The other I have on my jukebox, actually. This is Flying Saucers, Rock and Roll, and I Want You Baby is the flip on that. Really up-tempo. You can really do like East Coast swing moves to it. You can really, shake a leg out on the dance floor to that one. Next up, we have another one from Roy Orbison, kind of an interesting one. This is 265. Hopefully it's there. Oh, there it is. This is Devil Doll with Sweet and Easy to Love is the flip. Kind of a sweet ballad on that one, I believe. Then we got the other Jerry Lee Lewis, not Billy Lee Riley. A lot of Lees back then. This was a southern label. This came out of Memphis, which is Tennessee. The other big area of music being Nashville, which was more strict normal country. So this would be like kind of the indie alternative, I suppose. The Sun label was. This is Jerry Lee Lewis with this famous Whole Lot of Shaking Going On. That is not the finest example of a label. I can't even read the flip. It's been scratched out, but whatever's on the back, a whole lot of shaking going on. Then we got an obscure one. I don't even remember this guy. Sun 276, Rock Boppin' Baby. It's rockabilly, I'm sure. Edwin Bruce. Maybe someone can comment below if they know a little more, if I actually post this on YouTube, which I hope to. Then we got the other great hit by Billy Lee Riley. The one I said was on my jukebox, which I own in 1958. Wurlitzer Jukebox. This is also a cover of an earlier Black Sun artist. This is Red Hot, and that is a red hot track with, again, I'm suffering from scratched out songs on the back. Please Go. Please. Oh, this isn't working. Pearly Lee, that's it. 277. Got a pick sleeve coming up here. Next up, we got another Johnny Cash. There's a lot of Johnny Cash in here. He put out a ton of 45s on Sun before he left for Columbia. This is a pretty famous one, Ballad of a Teenage Queen, and that's 283 with Big River on the back. Kind of a little bit dull of a song for Johnny Cash, I would have to say. Next up, we got, I think, my one and only pick sleeve on Sun. I remember where I was when I got this. It was at the Portland Night Owl, Portland, Oregon, that is, a record convention. This is a Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire, and You Win Again pick sleeve. Here's the flip on that. I got a price on it, too. I won't show that. It's got a little blurb about him. Pretty interesting. A lot of 45 collectors are really crazy about pick sleeves. I'm not. If you like pick sleeves, try LPs. I'm more into the labels and the numbers, the songs, and what, more importantly, is on them. We got a few more here to go through. Another Jerry Lee. This is Breathless. We're at 288. It says Jerry Lee Lewis and his pumping piano, which, of course, is what he was famous for. Oh, here's a really good one. I've had this one a long time. It's a really obscure rockabilly artist, Rudy Grizel, number 290. I Think of You, and the flip is Judy. Looks like a signature there, too, of some sort. Wonder if it's Rudy's signature. No. I found 45s that are signed that way. Then we have Mago Priestman, 294, I Feel So Blue, with Memories of You, another somewhat obscure. I don't think it's rockabilly. I think it's more kind of a country feel. Another Johnny Cash. Guess Things Happen That Way. It's harder to do that than I thought to show these off. And then Come In Stranger. This is 295. Almost to 300 here. Jerry Lee Lewis, 296. This is High School Confidential, backed with Fools Like Me. Jerry Lee Lewis, of course, was famous for marrying his cousin, who was way underage. Maybe that song's about that. Next up, one I don't remember at all. I think maybe my sister scored this out in Michigan somewhere. Jimmy Isle, Diamond Ring. And that's 306 with I've Been Waiting on the flip. Can't say I know anything about that one. I got to throw some of these back on the turntable. And then we got another Billy Lee Riley. We got No Name Girl and Down by the Riverside. That's 313. I don't think that one's nearly as up-tempo as the other ones that I mentioned, Red Hot and Flying Saucers, Rock and Roll. Then we got another famous Johnny Cash one. Luther played the boogie with Thanks a Lot. It's kind of nice to show this off. You can see the date right on it, March 4th, 1959, I believe. Yeah, it's difficult to do that mirror. Next up, another one I don't remember, 338. This is kind of a faded label, promotional, kind of a DJ label, Broken Hearted Willie with by Paul Ritchie. And the back is badly ripped. This is probably kind of a rare one. Some obscure artists, as you can see, I have quite a few in here, are pretty collectible, which is common in most of the 45 world. Next up, we got one I don't remember whatsoever. It's the first time I went through these in a while. Babalu by Bill Johnson and the Gene Lowry Singers, 340. Sorry, all these labels are backwards. Bad Times Ahead on the flip. Then we got Johnny Cash, Story of a Broken Heart. Few more. Famous one, I think he finished this in the 90s, actually, he said. The lyrics. Johnny Cash, Mean-Eyed Cat. It says with the Tennessee, too, so he's still performing with it. Back to Jerry Lee Lewis. Here he is doing a Ray Charles standard, What I'd Say. Pretty interesting. Back in with Johnny Cash, Sugar Time. I said a lot of Johnny Cash. Back to another obscure one. This is Ray Smith, Traveling Salesman. We're up to 372 for the count for Sun, for the record label number. It's kind of a funny title here. Jerry Lee Lewis, 379. How's My Ex Treating You? I hope that's not about his cousin. That would be pretty strange. Probably is. Then we got, sounds almost like a Jamaican group here. The Four Upsetters, Crazy Arms. I believe that's doo-wop. There was doo-wop groups, of course, on Sun. The Prisoners were a famous early one. They're actually four black artists that were in prison that were recorded. Next up, we have Billy Adams, Betty and Dupree, and Got My Mojo Working on the back. Not sure about that one. I have to give that one a spin. Do you recall this? I think another doo-wop-esque one. This is number 404 for those caring about the record label numbers. Breaking Up Again by the Climates with No You For Me. That's where I'm going to end it. I got a couple of repros back there, maybe some doubles, but yeah, it took us all the way from 221 all the way to 404. Of course, I got a lot of gaps in there, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. I plan on doing this for different record labels and hopefully getting a little better at it. Maybe even trimming up this face of mine. But anywho, I hope that Sun fans out there are interested in this video, and 45 fans are interested in this channel that I'm hoping to start. Once again, my name is DJ Think, and I'm a 45 collector, fan, guru, fanatic, and this is DJ Think signing off for the Old Souls Club. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.